All right, we're recording. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Top of the week to you. Let's start our third week of this. Is it third? I've been making art every day during quarantine, finding that it quite helps me stay positive and productive, and hoping that these videos I've been making every day are inspiring you to do the same, cope, feel good, stay creative, etc. Speaking of, I was actually thinking that I'd like these videos every day to start including more people than me. I've certainly been talking about other people in that I've been talking about the various artists I've been collaborating with, whether I, do some voice acting based on someone's writing. I'll shout out that writer, or like last week I shouted out someone who started a children's book project, Anna Ramirez. We watched her project video, etc. But I thought it'd be cool to get an even closer look at what you guys are up to, what your lives are like right now in these extraordinary times, and how your creativity and art and stuff fits into that. So I started a documentary project on the site. It's called HITRECORD from Home, which is the name of this video series that I've been doing 5 days a week. But I've just been kind of making these videos and putting them out. I haven't really opened them up exactly, and I want to start doing that. Now's the third week. Now's a good time to start. I'm clean shaven. It's a good time to invite people in. So I started this project, and I've got 4 steps open right now in the project. 2 of them are on-camera steps for you to talk on camera, and 2 of them are just filming steps for you to just shoot stuff. The 2 on-camera steps, one are for you to just kind of talk about yourself and your life and like what your life is like these days, and the other is for you to talk about a creative process, what you're doing for creativity, and a specific one, a specific creative thing that you're doing. So I'll go in a little bit to each of those. Like, to talk about your life, I think it'd just be cool to get and there's a lot of this stuff already that people have been contributing, and I've been really liking it. A lot of it's been going into Endangerhood's project, Life in the Time of Corona, and happy to have these overlap a bit. But just getting a sense of, what you're up to, where you are, what your living situation is like. Are you getting to stay home? I hope you are, because that's the safest thing, but not everybody has the opportunity to stay home. And, a lot of people have to keep going out, have to work. Would love to, hear about that. Just hear about your life and how you're feeling these days and your particular circumstance, where you live, what it's like where you live. We got people in our community from all over the world, and, the whole world is in this together, but different places are responding really differently. So I'd love to hear about just that diversity of perspective. Then the second step about talking on camera about your creative process, what I'd love you to do is kind of do sort of what I've been doing in these videos, and be like, okay, today I did this. I decided to write, if you're a writer, or draw, if you like to draw, or make music, or do some voice acting, or some photography, or some video editing, or animation, whatever it is that you like to do. Get on camera and talk about what you're doing. You could talk in general, be like, I like to draw, and here's why, and here's like, I started drawing when I was this young, and here's my whole story about what my art means to me. I'd love to hear that stuff. But I'd also like to hear something specific. Be like, today I drew this. I found a project. There was a visual art step in the project. It asked me to draw a certain character, so I drew it. And here's how I did it. Here's why I did it. Talk about your creative process, talk about what was hard about it, talk about what was easy about it, talk about what felt good, talk about what didn't feel good, talk about the choices you made, and also talk about who you're doing it with. If you're collaborating with people, especially on HITRECORD, it's all about collaboration. Like, talk about that relationship with that person, that creative connection you're having with them. Is it someone you've known for a while, you've made things with before? Is it someone new that you just met online, that you're creating with for the first time? What kind of impression do you have of that person based on their art and the way you're collaborating with them? What impression do you think they might have of you? Talk about that kind of human connection that you're getting with another person through making art together. And I think combining these kinds of things, like getting a sense of like, okay, here's this person, here's their life, here's where they live, and here's how creativity fits into their life. I think this could start making really, really cool documentary pieces. And then I've got 2 filming steps. which is, filming just like cinematography, just shooting other stuff. So the two steps are for you to, shoot video of your particular life and circumstances, like where you are, who you are, what you're up to. So as opposed to the on-camera step where I want you to talk about these things. In the filming step, I want you to film these things. If you are getting to stay at home, film your house. Film like where you are. Film out your window. Film where you're not going. Film the people that you're with. Are you with your family? Are you alone? Film what you're doing. How are you cooking? How are you getting groceries? All the above. Just like film footage of your life. And then the second filming step is to film your creative process. Again, like using the example I said, if you like to draw, or if you like to write, or if you like to make music, film yourself doing it. I find that like there's nothing quite like seeing someone else's creative process to kind of inspire me to want to do it. And you can inspire other people to want to get creative and do their thing if you take some footage of your thing. And then we can combine you talking on camera with the stuff you filmed and start making like cool little documentary pieces. I'd like to start including in some of these everyday videos and who knows, like just maybe even making a larger documentary piece about our community and how we are coping with this moment by being creative together. That's a project that I started. I'd love to see you guys contribute to that and start incorporating those contributions into these videos so that we get a sense of, me and my life and what I'm doing every day, but also you guys. But I did make a commitment to do something creative every day, and I did do, this is a small writing contribution. Again, some contributions can be big and some small. I mostly wanted to talk about this documentary project today, but I did do a small writing contribution. It's a 4-line little piece of writing. Call it a poem, I guess. Doesn't rhyme, but it's inspired by a painting, and it's a contribution to a project. The project is called No Strings Attached. It was started by Carly Chaikin, great artist and actress who just joined the community, and she put up this great painting of hers, really evocative painting, and she says she wants to make a collaborative animated short based on her painting, and she's looking for writers, animators, musicians, etc. to help her do this. So I was just looking through different people's writing contributions, and I found one that I thought was like really just a great take on it. It resonated with me. It's like, yeah, that painting does seem like that, and that's a cool creative take. The writer was named Nanciel C. Nanciel. I'm assuming that's a female, and her writing contribution was called Payback. I'll read it. It's really quick. I have an eye for detail. My presence foretold by the flying nightingales, a glove to conceal my tracks. I'm the one summoned for payback. Hers does rhyme. I just noticed that. So I was sort of just inspired by hers and kind of did my own version of hers because I like the idea that this is a picture of revenge, payback. So mine, I called Vengeance. And I started with the same line. I have an eye for detail, preceded by black omens, hidden by soft secrets, summoned by the departure of hope. I don't know that mine's necessarily better than Nanciel's, but it's just like, I don't know, got me writing. I enjoyed it. One thing I was trying to do was refer to the things in the painting without naming them explicitly. There are some birds in the painting, and in Nanciel's writing, she said, my presence foretold by the flying nightingales. I thought rather than shout them out explicitly, because if you're gonna see birds on screen, I think it's kind of cooler to not call them birds, not say birds, but you can say something else that's connected to the birds. So that's why I said omens, black omens. And she said, a glove to conceal my tracks. There's a glove in the painting, so I thought rather than actually saying glove, I said hidden by soft secrets. Because then the visual information can come from the glove. You see the glove. You don't have to say glove if you see it. That was something I was playing with. Anyway, so that was my writing contribution. And this little bit of video that I just did can serve as an on-camera contribution for the Hit Record from Home project. This is the kind of thing I'd like you to do. If you wrote, just talk about what you wrote, what you were thinking, what inspired you, why you did what you did. That's it for today. Thank you. Thanks again.